and gentlemen, it is now time for our penultimate bout of the evening. This will be 5 2-minute rounds of action for the 60-kilo Chang National Lightweight Cup. And now introducing to you first, ready for war in the blue corner. This man comes to us representing West Area Kick Thai. Would you please welcome to the ring, Chang! And now introducing his opponent, ready for war in the red corner. This man comes to us representing Phil Norman's Ghost Elusive Combat. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the ring, Clarke!
All right, commencing the action in round one, we have Jake Clarke versus Dan Church. Dan Church in the black, Jake Clarke in the white.
Nice head kick for Jake.
Now we know that Jake has very good boxing. Dan here seems to have very good kicks. Right now they body lock. Jake running forward there, and they both tie up and clinch.
It's a very nice start for the first round.
Yeah.
Both fighters getting busy.
Nice cheap kick there by Dan Church. Jake Clarke trying to let his hands go. Bit of his footwork and elusive style now to try to stay away from Dan's punches.
Very clash of style, as the footwork is totally different. If you're looking at Clarke Jake's footwork and his opponent's footwork,
yeah,
totally different footwork.
Well, normally we see Jake is not usually the aggressor, but he is actually coming after Dan.
Yes, indeed he is.
Dan using his outside knees now to kind of soften up the body of Jake. And that ends our round one. Dan Church switches stances. Beautiful leg kick by Dan there. Dan Church staying very, very aggressive here. And a sweep to the canvas. Nice combination lands before Dan Church clinches up. Jake with his hand across the face of Dan Church to try to break the clinch. Jake coming in with a front leg kick. Oh! they both almost went out of the ring.
Nice tip.
Dan slips, I think.
Nice catch and push.
Throws Jake off balance there. Throws Dan off balance there. Jake coming in with a nice clinch knee of his own. Nice straight jab by Jake Clarke. Has a really nice straight jab. The punches in the clinch, I mean, they don't really do anything. You can't get any leverage on your punches. They just kind of tap your opponent's body. All right, starting this round. Jake Clarke, nice teep kick.
Excellent.
Dan Church doing way more work when they are in the clinch. A head kick almost landed. Thank God Jake had his hands up. Jake clearly has the more dominant boxing, but Dan Church seems to be the more dominant clincher here. Big hook that lands by Jake Clarke. Jake Clarke is able to spin Dan Church to the ground. Big overhand. Nice 1-2 that lands by Jake Clarke. See, they get broken up in the clinch because there's really not much you can do when you twist like that. You either go for a body lock or you've got to grab the head. Jake's punch is landing a bit, kicks landing a bit more now.
Both fighters doing a good job, actually. I'm really impressed with Jake Clarke hip throw. I wasn't expecting him to do so many pure tight hip throws, but
yeah,
he's doing them very well.
Body shot as well. I mean, Jake has very nice hands. He throws good hand combinations together.
Two good fighters.
Holding his hands very low. I understand when he's out of range. Still a good idea to hold your hands up in case somebody Superman punches or explodes both. Big body kick lands by Dan Church. Nice, another body kick and low kick lands by Dan Church. Inactivity in the clinch. Referee Howard Hughes working hard with these two. Nice knees landed by Dan Church. Big body kick again lands by Dan Church.
I think Jake needs to be a bit more, needs to get a bit busy on the clinch at the moment.
There's an expression that's used in jiu-jitsu a lot, but I think it's relevant here. It's position before submission.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of positions in the clinch that you need to have in order to land very clear and clean knees. Both of these guys are sort of leaning to the side. They don't really have the dominant head position, so there's not much you can do in the clinch, and that's why the referee breaks them up. See, they're kind of just like leaning forward, so there's nothing really active. It wastes a lot of time in the fight. Big punches just scored. Yeah, so in jiu-jitsu you would say position before submission, but here you would I'd say position before knees. Nice right hook lands at the end of that round. Big body kick starts off that round.
Kick
yeah.
From Dan Church.
Dan Church landed a very, very hard shot. Another big body kick lands by Dan Church. Now there's other things that Dan can do besides turn his back when he's in the clinch position that would still lead him in a dominant position. Nice good body lock there by Dan Church. Spins Jake around, which is very, very good to do. It shows control. It shows that you can throw your opponent off balance. Oh, big shot there by Dan Church. Both guys just kind of muscling each other around.
Yeah, right here right now. It's more like schoolyard wrestling more than anything else. When we've got two excellent fighters who could actually display a bit more on the clinch.
I think they kind of, both of their styles kind of nullify each other's styles, you know? And now, like, Dan is, like, swinging for the fences. Nice. Now you see Jake Clarke actually working his knees in the clinch here in the 5th and final round.
That was a good fight, a tit-for-tat fight. We'll see what the judge is saying on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. And we have a winner by split decision. He is the winner of the Chang National Lightweight Cup. From the blue corner, Dan Chang.